Stand by for Titanfall.
Hey Titanfall legends, I'm your host Jax, and today there's been some big Titanfall 2 leaks for me to go over. A user on the Titanfall subreddit called I Love Google Glass shared some information which he says he's been sitting on for a while. I'll be reading out his leak in just a minute, but before that, let's recap. 24 hours ago, a new Mountain Dew promo was leaked. In the picture, it shows Titanfall 2 on a new Game Fuel flavor of Mountain Dew with 2x experience and some kind of exclusive reward. Now, apparently the new flavor of Game Fuel Mountain Dew comes out every October, so this may confirm that Titanfall 2 is coming even earlier than expected. October does fall within the timeline EA confirmed Titanfall 2 would release in, and I previously assumed it would not be October as Battlefield 1 comes out in the same month, but this may be an elaborate plan by EA to try to grab as much of the FPS genre hype and take it away from Call of Duty in November. Now, when in October would Titanfall 2 release? Well, Battlefield 1 launches on October 21st, so we know it's not going to be towards the end of the month, so most likely the start of the month. This means that we could be playing the Titanfall beta as soon as late August or early September, which is just months away. Now let's get to the Reddit leak. The leaker says, I've been sitting on some Titanfall 2 information that was shared with me, and I finally got the go-ahead to post. Titanfall 2 will release in October, and the Mountain Dew leak is indeed legitimate. They've added a ton of new pilot abilities, including the addition of a grappling hook. My source said you can use it quite extensively for getting into your Titan, aiding free running, or tactical plays such as pulling enemies while they're mid-air. The pre-order bonus will be a handgun called the Violator. Multiplayer maps are bigger, which I can assume they up the player count to go along with them. The left side of this will be the box art. I'm going to recap everything you just heard here, so let's get into it. Titanfall 2 will release in October, and the Mountain Dew leak is indeed legitimate. As we just talked about, he says Titanfall 2 is coming in October. They've added a ton of new pilot abilities, including the addition of a grappling hook. If this is true, you'll be able to use a grappling hook in Titanfall 2 to get into your Titan, to help free run, and even to use it to pull enemies towards you in midair. I wonder if you'll also get to use it to grapple onto other Titans, full Attack on Titan style. The pre-order bonus will be a handgun called the Violator. Now, some people may be a bit angry about this. There's always been controversy surrounding microtransaction stuff and pre-order bonuses, so there may be some blowback because of that, but it's also pretty standard for games these days as well. Multiplayer maps are bigger, which I can assume they up the player count to go along with them. This is very interesting to me. Titanfall 1 took a lot of criticism for having a lot less players in a match compared to other games like Call of Duty or Halo. It looks like Respawn may have listened and tried to up the player count for Titanfall 2. The left side of this will be the box art. He links to this very interesting picture which actually has not been seen before until today. Well, it was kind of seen before but totally blurred out, so this basically tells you he's probably going off of real information here. So what new things do we notice from this picture? I'm trying to get this video out there ASAP, so I may miss a few things, but here's what I notice. 1. On the left side of the picture you see a militia pilot wall running, and if you look very closely on his back you can see something that looks like either a grappling hook or maybe a sword, but I'd say it's more likely a grappling hook, which would help further support all the leaks we just went over. Number 2, the closest Titan appears to be some new version of a Militia Strider Titan, and although it is pushing off the wall, it is definitely not wall running like some people suspected in the past. Number 3, far in the background you see some kind of huge facility, and it's hard to tell, but it does say Hammond on it. For those who watched the Titanfall lore video I created, you know that Hammond is the IMC company which creates Titans for the IMC, so this likely means the IMC is on the defensive here with the militia invading in this particular scene. Now the question remains whether this is a prequel or after the events of Titanfall 1, we'll have to wait and see. Number 4, you see some IMC grunts holding what looks like R101C carbines. And number 5, you see what appears to be 2 IMC Atlas Titans in the background, and they're also wielding a new type of Titan weapon. Now, it's hard to tell which kind of weapon it is, but it definitely looks new. They also seem to have a new look, maybe a bit more red. Maybe this isn't even an IMC Titan, maybe this is some kind of new faction that contracts with the IMC. We'll have to wait and see. Number 6, on the Militia Titan, there's what appears to be some kind of tracker device following the pilot. Maybe in Titanfall 2, it visually tracks the pilot of the Titan, or that comes into play somehow. And that's all I noticed from the picture. And that sums up today's leaks. I'm really curious to know your thoughts on this new information we just learned about Titanfall 2, so please feel free to leave a comment below. Keep in mind, none of this is 100% confirmation, but him actually leaking that picture, which is clearly official art before Respawn did, makes this seem pretty legit. I'm actually going to be very busy moving the next few weeks, so I may not be able to cover leaks as they come out as fast as I am today, but always expect at least one video per week covering the latest Titanfall 2 news, and of course when the Titanfall 2 reveal happens, you can definitely expect a video on that day. This has been your host Jax, and until next time, stand by for Titanfall.